Good evening. This is Michael Cruz with my presentation for our internships. Hope everyone had a great semester, great experiences at their internship sites, and just had fun with all the assignments. Wish everyone the best of luck moving forward and hope to meet you in person one day as well. But to dive into my PowerPoint presentation, starting out on the first slide, the introductory slide. Um, so just to identify where I did my internships, I was an intern at Hope International University as well as Crunch Fitness in San Clemente. For my introductory statements, my first site, Hope International University, it's a private Christian school located in Fullerton, California. I worked in the athletic department as a part of the baseball team. The athletic director at Hope International is John Turek, and my site supervisor was head baseball coach Eric Full. He's runs the baseball program and was great to work under as well. My title was the graduate assistant baseball coach and strength and conditioning coordinator. My role at Hope, I got to gain experience in a ton of different aspects of the organization. Three kind of projects I got to work on while at Hope. I built marketing material for both youth and high school baseball camps and executed an email marketing campaign to get the word out and really market the event. I also facilitated the event as a coach and a camp leader as well. Another project, I got to coordinate with our marketing department at Hope International to create a print advertisement, a trifold brochure for a fundraising golf tournament for the athletic department. And the third project I got to work on was a kind of I built the plan to build and produce a new weight room facility for the athletic program. Made designs for an actual weight room and built a budget for all the equipment and weight room um, equipment to really house it. Also got plans for a foundation to put a building, and also got a few estimates of a tough shed, as well as an estimate for how much it would be to actually construct a building on the foundation. So really an in-depth planning of a new weight room facility, which was an awesome experience. And then in addition to that, just being a part of the baseball staff as a coach, which is something I want to do in the future, is run a baseball program, be a head baseball coach. So getting to know the ins and outs of day-to-day operations and team management, culture building, but as well as other management duties like making travel plans, being in compliance with NAIA standards. There's a pretty long list of responsibilities for a head coach of any sport, out of college, which is pretty awesome. My second site, Crunch Fitness, it's a corporate franchise gym in San Clemente, California. I got to work under Jennifer Burns, operations manager, as well as the fitness manager, Chelsea Cruz. My role there was a gym management intern, so I got to do, more great experience, more management focused here at Crunch, where I got to really learn how to manage database and spreadsheets. I got to look at their various reports, get to learn the reports. I got trained in how to actually fill them out and really keep them up to speed. In addition to that, I got to get trained on how to understand and analyze the data that was within those reports. A lot of them were daily reports that really focused on incoming business, and so I got to analyze kind of really what they meant and go in depth, about not only producing the reports themselves, but then understanding what needs to be done based on what the report said. So that was really great experience. In addition to that, helped and assisted with generating new business for the personal training department and getting people set up with their orientations, welcoming new members. I even got to shadow the fitness manager while she conducted the onboarding process for a new employee. And I also got to collaborate with both managers just about culture building, team management, and implemented even an idea, collaborated with Chelsea, the fitness manager, to implement a new program for employee development, which we named Iron Sharpens Iron, which was pretty awesome to be a part of. In addition to that, got to sit into team meetings and manager meetings, which was pretty great as well. So to go into the next slide, strengths and weaknesses, going into the SWOT analysis for Hope International University. Strengths, first one, commitment to growth and success of the athletic department. That's just something that I think was experienced at Hope. Everyone from administration to the president of the school even was, totally behind the athletic department, behind the baseball team, which was great. We had the support. As an intern, there was plenty of room to grow and develop, gain experience in different sectors, and it was an empowering environment. So, when you put those things together, being at Hope, it was a great place to be for an intern or somebody young in their career, because if you had ideas and you wanted to implement them, you can. We had John Turek, the AD, whether it be for the athletic department, and Eric Full for the baseball team. If you had something that you wanted to bring to the table that you thought would better the department or better the program, they're both all for it. So that was really, really great, because again, from an experience standpoint, you just got to learn and you got to try new things. And then another strength of Hope's, there's been a pretty large success of, or they've been experiencing success in many of their athletic teams. So, between the baseball team making the NAIA World Series, the softball team making the playoffs the last couple of years, the basketball team being a nationwide or nation-known basketball program at the NAIA level, it's something that is bolstering the university as a whole, bolstering the athletic department, and it can only be a good thing for everyone involved. Weaknesses at Hope right now: low brand awareness. It's a small school. Those two things. I remember when I first started, I tell people I coach at Hope International University, and they kind of give you the puzzled look on where's that, and you kind of explain it to them, and they're still just kind of like, I've never heard of Hope, or so you really had to explain Hope International to people, which was strange because it's right here in Orange County. It's been here for many, many years, but definitely a small school. It's niched to the Christian community because it is a Christian school. However, you don't need to be Christian to go to the school, but I think it's got that stigma to it. Another weakness, I think even though there is a good amount of support on campus, as a whole, there's still an adjustment that needs to be made to having athletics on campus. Even just making the World Series for the baseball team this last year, it was an adjustment for everybody involved, administrators, professors, staff, just because things had to be adjusted. Being in those playoffs and having, we had to travel a lot. I think we were gone just about most, if not all, almost all of the month of May. We were gone. Because we were either playing in Northern California, we were playing in Ohio, and then we made the World Series in Idaho. So, we were traveling back and forth the whole month, so the guys, they lost a significant amount of class time and had to be worked with and kind of accommodated to. And then one thing I experienced, especially with the marketing material for the golf tournament was, I kind of noticed there's a lack of collaboration within other departments. So, for example, when I was working with Rhonda Fox, the marketing manager for HIU, she expressed to me that it was the first time that she's worked with a specific sport for marketing material for something, and working on a project together. So I thought that was interesting. I thought it was cool that I was able to be the first one to work with her on it. But, I think both the programs and the school would benefit from that collaboration happening more often. Some opportunities and threats. Hope could definitely use. Excuse me. Hope could definitely use a new baseball facility. They've been playing at Valencia High School the last 2 years. And right now we're in negotiations with Amherst Park in downtown Fullerton to utilize that as our new home baseball facility. So hopefully that falls through. Another opportunity to increase development efforts for the athletic department. Right now, there's not a whole lot of people who are devoted to increasing resources or fundraising for the athletic department. So I think that's definitely a big one, especially because we are still young. We're a small operation, so the more development we can bring in, the better. um, Another opportunity to increase clarity and communication amongst the coaching staff, just from a baseball standpoint. I thought we could have held kind of like staff meetings a little more often, just to keep everyone informed on what's going on from the day to week to other things like negotiations on a new facility to um, recruiting efforts to just kind of what's going on. I think as a program as a whole, everyone's on the same page. I think that could have been beneficial if we did that more often. Um, and then another opportunity is growing the enrollment of online students at Hope. So both just regular students and student athletes alike. I know it's a priority for the school to increase their enrollment of the online program. Um, so something that we can market to student athletes, because it could, for the right student, it could be very beneficial because it really opens up the schedule, being able to learn at your own pace, which is a good thing. A threat at Hope. There's a high level of competition in the region and in the nation. So just being so many universities, specifically here in Southern California, and many of those universities being Christian universities, it creates a lot of competition. And then just having staff turnover, student athlete turnover, whether staff, within the athletic department, as coaches have success, they become sought after to run a program maybe at a higher level. So sometimes, that could be a threat when you're having success, change of coaches, change of staff, and, that could kind of have an impact on the success of the program as a whole. And then student athlete turnover, because, we are a private school, it is a little bit more expensive to attend the school. And sometimes that could create turnover just because, student athletes might come in and come to the school for a year and then realize that it's just way too expensive, and they just it's not feasible for them to afford an education at Hope. So sometimes we get student athletes who depart and go elsewhere as a result of that, which can definitely be a threat for our programs as well. Crunch Fitness SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses. Strengths at Crunch, they're a corporate franchise gym, so they have the backing of a big name. The one in San Clemente just opened up last January, so it's a brand new state-of-the-art facility, which they got that curb appeal when you walk in. It's new members are blown away because it just looks awesome. As a organization, it's just an empowering, value-centered culture. One thing I learned was that the actual owners, so the Crunch Fitness in San Clemente, it's owned by a company called SIR Fitness. So they together own 4 franchise gyms in Southern California, one being obviously San Clemente, and there's another in Vista down in San Diego. And then there's 2 more in Orange County, both in Tustin and Fountain Valley. And then they actually have plans to open a 5th one this summer in Garden Grove. But it was really great to learn that the owners of SIR Fitness are Christians, and they actually are from San Diego as well, from a similar area that I was from growing up. And it's just awesome to know that they're running their business from a Christian perspective, from a Christian worldview, and they're actually great examples of just servant leaders and people who are leading well, from in a Christian way. So it was great to learn from them. Great to see their organization, how they're running things. But I think that's a strength, because at the end of the day, I think that style of leadership and just having values and standards within your culture and within your organization is good for everybody's well-being. And another strength is that Crunch's training and membership prices are very competitively priced within the area. Weaknesses for Crunch: they took over a previous location, so they just bought out the gym. Like I said, it just opened in January, but prior to that, there was another gym there for many years. It was kind of a dual two portion gym, where one aspect was women only, so it was like women's only gym, and then there was another one that was a co-ed gym. But it's in a really tight, really busy shopping center, and in San Clemente, people kind of just get stuck in their ways at times. So they've had a little bit of a problem with people associating the gym with the old gym or with the old owners or with the old way of doing things. So, there's been some trouble with just getting people in the door, within this first year. So I think a lot of that has to do with just being the new gym and in the same location. So um, another weakness currently, because SIR Fitness, it's its own company, so they're still pretty young as a whole, so they're still growing as a company, both organizationally from system standpoint to policies. So I think there's currently a lack of organizational systems and policies in place that make the day to day really efficient. It's just something I saw, so I think it's something that could be improved on. Availability for team meetings is another weakness. Especially within the training department, because trainers, they work at all different hours, have their day split up between clients, so it's hard to get the whole team there all at once to conduct a meeting. Currently, the personal training manager, the fitness manager, conducts one meeting per month, where everybody's required to come in and they go over the needed aspects of the personal training department for that month. But for me, I think it would be nice to have some sort of meeting at least bi-monthly, just to keep clarity on point, make everyone clear of what's going on, and provide coaching when needed and training when needed, and just keep everyone up to speed on what's going on at the gym. I think if they could do that a little more often, that'd be good. And last weakness, lack of employee benefits. Again, just kind of going back to the youth of the company, there's just a lack of benefits, both for management and non-management employees as well. Opportunities and threats. A couple opportunities for Crunch to improve organizational systems and policies. Kind of hit that, just in their weaknesses. I think they could get innovative with meetings. One idea that I have brought up was that they can kind of conduct their meetings through like a podcast, to where it could give the members of the personal training department a little flexibility and freedom to listen to the meeting on their time, and kind of how it can meet their schedule. I think that'd be a good way of doing it, even holding still the one a month in-person meeting, but maybe having every 2 weeks a podcast that the trainers have to listen to, just to keep everyone clear on expectations and just news around the gym, whatever it might be. Another opportunity, Crunch is located in a high income region in San Clemente, South Orange County, so it makes for an ideal target market to bring in new business, because it is something they're still working on. And I think in the future, to go hand in hand with that, I think they can improve their marketing strategy and outside sales strategy to get more people in the door and increase their number of members and personal training clients. Threats. It's a highly saturated market for gyms and fitness facilities. Being in that high income region, there's a lot of people who are looking to take care of themselves, stay healthy, and it's very well known in the business sector of the region. So there's plenty of gyms. There's plenty of corporate and franchise gyms. There's CrossFit gyms, boot camps, personal training, Pilates, yoga, everything you can think of is here. So, everyone's going after those same people. So it's definitely as competitive as can be. There's different levels of Crunch facilities, which can be another threat, because if somebody's used to Crunch in a different location, chances are it could mean that it's cheaper than what the Crunch in San Clemente offers. So there might be a stigma that Crunch is a little bit, like I said earlier, it's competitively priced in the region, but it's still more expensive compared to other Crunches, because we are in the region that we are. And another threat can be employee turnover, because this can be more of a position where, as a personal trainer, they can just be coming into training for the first time, or just getting into the fitness industry. Sometimes because of that, you experience some employee turnover, because this isn't something that people are looking to stay in a specific field for a long time. So sometimes, turnover can get high at times. Integrating my faith, values and beliefs into my internships. So at Hope International, both at Hope and at Crunch, my motto is kind of to love and serve. I think as a Christian, we're we are, the Bible says we're commanded to love and serve God and people. So I think being able to do that in both experiences, I was able to kind of continue that on. um, I was able to put my coaching philosophy at work as a baseball coach at Hope International, which was awesome. And a lot of that, is engaging the whole person. It's spiritual development, personal development, not just on the field, off the field, in relationships, family. So it was really great to be intentional with that. Being at a Christian university, I got to be intentional. I got to be forward with sharing the faith. So we got to do devotionals as a team. We got to do little Bible studies. But also just challenging them to really just take a look at themselves and see how they can get better. Um, and again, just really trying to engage the whole person. And my role as a coach, I think, I'm a teacher, I'm an example, I'm a role model to them. So just making sure, like this verse says in Galatians, to not become weary of doing good and being that good example and helping them see life a little bit differently than maybe what they see in the rest of our society. At Crunch, again, love and serve. I got to kind of integrate my faith through the iron sharpens iron idea that I got to collaborate with the fitness manager, Chelsea, on. But just taking that verse in Proverbs, iron sharpens iron, and using that in our model, of management as far as developing the employees. So the way it was set up, employees pretty much met one-on-one with each other and got to share ideas, things that they've been learning, and also dive into each other on areas they see that they can improve in one another. So, I think that was a great way to integrate the faith, but also something that is practical for any organization, really. And then, lastly, just being enthusiastic in both experiences. Taking this verse in Colossians, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if you're working for the Lord. And I think that's one of our strongest testimonies as Christians, to be able to do that in our work, and just do our work and do it well. So it's something I got to do at both places. Strength finder, connectedness, belief, responsibility, restorative, positivity. I got to put forth all of those things in both positions. One thing that I've learned, that second strength finder, strength, belief, just having purpose. And between that and connectedness, I've come to know that in my work, in my career, in my jobs, I got to have purpose. I got to know that there's something bigger. I'm a part of something bigger, and I'm having an impact. Most importantly, I'm having an impact on people's lives. And, that's something that it could be doing something I love, like coaching baseball, but if the culture of improving people's lives isn't there, I won't enjoy it, and I won't thrive in that environment. So for me, I gotta know that I'm leading with other people who believe similar things as me, from at least just from helping others, serving others, improving others' lives. In both internships, I was able to do that, both as a coach, as a management intern. Just because I was in both areas, I believe in what they're doing. I believe in the mission. I believe in the values. There's many spiritual parallels from athletics and fitness to the Christian faith. So it was a natural fit in both places, which I thought was great. And I got to exercise these strengths in both positions. Problem solving and being positive are another, just two strengths that I got to put to work. So thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Here's a little picture of our championship day when we won the GSAC title. So that was a pretty special day. But again, thank you for listening. Thank you for the semester. It was great learning from you all, and I really appreciated all the feedback, all the input that everyone put into the class. And I wish you the best of luck moving forward. I hope you had great experiences in your internships, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day. But have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.